Andrew takes the snap. Looks, throws. Is that a touchdown catch? Yes! And who got it? Dante Moncrief.
That music could not be more fitting for what we're about to talk about. And you heard a little highlight in there. Colts radio. Last night, I don't want to say their name. The New York Jets played a football game on Monday night. Now, it is December 6th, 2016. John Isdick and Rex Ryan are gone. And once they were fired, everyone was so joyous, and we got a new regime in. I did a rant a couple of years ago when the Jets lost to Kansas City and they dropped to 1-8. It was in 2014. Let's take a look back at a couple of the highlights from that clip right now.
We're really having some great practices during the year. Rex, stop! You're 1-8. You've lost 8 straight football games. I don't want to hear about the practices, because the practices aren't working. Here's a hint, Rex. Try and change up your practice routine, because it's not working. You're 1-8. Jesus Christ, I can't take it anymore. I'll pull my hair out. I can't do it. Just 1 year. Just 1 year where I don't have to worry about any misery. God, even when they go 10-6, I'll pull my hair out because they don't make it easy. I just can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I mean, what did I do? What did anybody do that roots for the Jets? What did we do to deserve this? What did we do?
Folks, a lot has changed since that clip. I have a new girlfriend. I have more hair. Some of it's gray, but I have more hair. I'm wearing glasses more often. I have a beard. I've gained weight. Let's see what else. Basically it. But you know what hasn't changed? Do you know what hasn't changed from that clip? The Jets being the Jets and being a downright embarrassment to the sport of professional football. What we saw last night. Those are the type of games that get your head coach fired. Do you want to know why? Because from the word go from last night, the Jets did not want to be playing football in front of their own home crowd. I could see sometimes where you have a situation where a team's out of it, they're on the road against, not their fans, and they mail it in. Okay, it sucks because the amount of money that these freaking athletes are getting paid, nobody should be. People paid as low as $4 for tickets. You know what? That was too much for the disgrace that you saw last night. The Jets should be paying everybody that was in that stadium last night. They should pay them. They should pay them for being there last night. How many people do we really think were at the game last night?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Sounds about right. Lifeless. This goes to show you how lifeless this Jets team is. All right? Last night before the game, they have a moment of silence for one of their former players, Joe McKnight. They honor military veterans and first responders. They have the vice president-elect in a box with Woody Johnson. And you put up a performance like that? How embarrassing! 41-10 to the freaking Colts! Let's not act like the Colts are world beaters. Yeah, they're a 6-6 team. Yeah, they're a first place team. But the Colts have looked bad. The Colts are one of the most overrated soft teams in football. And they kicked your ass up and down your own building. Luck hasn't played in weeks. He looked like Tom freaking Brady last night. There is no heart. There is no passion. There is nothing from this team. Last night is one of those games that gets a head coach fired. You know why? Because there was no life. Again, there was no passion. There was no heart. And let's look at the stats from last night. These lovely stats. All right. What we got here? Ryan Fitzpatrick, the biggest con artist of them all, who conned the Jets for all that freaking money. Although I don't know who's more of a con artist, him or Revis. Two freaking jokes. Two hacks. Two hack veterans who had their day and have no heart now and are just collecting a freaking paycheck. That's what they are. Fitz and Revis, that's what they are. Fitzpatrick, 5 for 12, 81 yards. 1 interception. Quarterback rating of 28.8. Petty comes in, 11 for 25, 135 yards. 5.4 average. A touchdown. 2 picks. Sacked twice. 27.9 quarterback rating. I'm sorry, but Petty's not the answer. I don't need to see. I don't need to see 3 more games of him. He's not the answer. Or whatever the hell that they have left. 4 games. I don't even know what they have left. Forte led the rushing for the Jets last night, 25 yards. After that, Spiller with 5. Powell and Fitzpatrick had 3. The highest receiving yards was T.Y. Hilton last night for the Colts. 146 yards receiving. Oh, by the way, the Jets passed up on T.Y. Hilton in the draft, by the way. Just letting you know that. Another guy they freaking passed up. And then the second was Dwayne Allen with 72 yards. Robbie Anderson had 61 yards receiving for the Jets. He was their top receiver in terms of yards. The Colts' second guy leading in receiving yards last night had more than the Jets' first. Jets fumbled the ball. Mangold fumbled. Defense was putrid again. And can I also say this also? This Edwards guy, my God almighty. Bro, can you freaking punt? You're allowed to punt the ball more than 30 yards. It's really allowed. I couldn't believe it. The first play of the game last... Folks, if you saw the first Jets possession, by the way, it made you want to freaking throw up. All right? And I had Domino's last night as I was watching the game. Bad combination. Bad combination. My stomach was in knots. 3 and out. Fitzpatrick looked freaking lost, as always. So then the Jets go 3 and out. And then they punt the ball to the Colts. This guy punts nothing. Gives Colts and Andrew Luck and the Colts about half the field. Maybe a little bit less. They marched down the field and scored a touchdown. You can't be punting the ball 30 yards when you're at your own end zone. You got to get it out a little bit. You got to do something. You got to do something. You got to use that foot and punt the football. Jesus Christ! I can punt better than that, and I'm not even a football player! My dog, who has 2 bad legs and can't stand, can punt better than the Jets punter. Punt the freaking ball. Use your feet. Kick it. The locker room, really. Well, we'll get into that. But this is what he says. Quote, "We had a bad game. We had a terrible game. That's without question. The fans have a right to think that, but I know what we have in this locker room, and I know what we have in this building, so I'm okay with that." End quote. Folks, last year you could really make the case, if you really want to study it, that the Jets, 10-6, were a beneficiary of a pretty light schedule. Now Bowles has had to coach, and they're getting destroyed. Fitzpatrick will be the number 2 quarterback for at least 2 weeks, with rookie Christian Hackenberg remaining the number 3. Bowles said he has no plans to play Hackenberg, a second-round pick. So can I ask this question? Why did you draft a quarterback when you had 3 already? You already had Fitz, Gino, and Petty. Why in the flying did you draft a goddamn quarterback if you're not going to play him? He's getting 0 playing time. The coach, they are 3-9. The coaches said they're not going to play him. He has no plans of playing him. The team is 3-9. Then what the hell did you draft him for? Darnold Norton makes no sense. It makes 0 sense. Buy a clue when you're in the draft room. Why would you draft a 4th quarterback when you have 3 and now your season's done and you still have no intention of playing him? What the fuck is wrong with you? You gotta ask yourself this question. Are the Jets better now without Isdick and Ryan, or are they worse? Or has nothing changed? That's the question. They had to get out. We had to push Rex out. We needed a fresh voice. I mean, listen, granted, Isdick was freaking incompetent. But they never gave up on Rex like this. And hell, they waited at least 4 years in to give up on Rex. Not 12 games into the second season of him coaching. That's another thing, folks. Because Rex can say what he wants. He lost the locker room. They started to give up on Rex towards the end of the 3rd year and the 4th year. You started to see signs of the team giving up on Rex and Rex losing the locker room. And Rex even admitted it. But not 12 games into his second season as the coach. I mean, they gave up last night. They didn't want to play. They didn't want to play the game. The Jets didn't want to play the game. So now you have to look at, what do you have? Again, you got a couple of playmakers on offense. You need an offensive line because you have none. Offensive line has got to be something that, maybe instead of drafting Christian Hackenberg, a quarterback that you had no intention of drafting, maybe you should have drafted an offensive lineman. But no. Why would we do that? That would just make too much sense. McCagnon has showed that he's aggressive yet gullible and doesn't pull the triggers enough on smart situations. Yes, he's better than Isdick, but then again, I could be better than Isdick. Isdick did nothing for this team. Really, he did nothing. And I like Todd Bowles, but listen, something's got to be done. There has to be changes after this year. Does that mean firing the coach? I don't know. I don't know if you. I don't know if the GM comes into play of being fired after year 2. Do you fire the head coach? I don't know, but something has to be done. Coordinators, something. But the Jets need a freaking quarterback. I mean, let's all face it here. That's gotta be the situation. Bowles has not done anything with the quarterback situation, but then again, Petty has no NFL talent. Hackenberg, they have no intentions of playing him, and I don't think he's gonna amount to anything anyway. Smith is terrible, and Fitzpatrick's awful. So that does fall on the GM. You gotta get the guy a quarterback. I just sat there last night, and my gut told me that they would lose, although I wouldn't have been shocked if they won, and I actually thought that they could have won the game. Because I'm not high on the Colts at all. I've never been high on the Colts. And also, you got to figure, I thought maybe if they lose, they'd be competitive. I mean, they got blown out. It was 41-3 at one point. They didn't want to be there. They didn't want to play football. And that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing to the people. I mean, yeah, people paying $4, but still, like I said before, $4 is too much money to see that crap that you saw last night. It's garbage. And Woody's got to stop worrying about the PSLs and all this crap, and he's got to worry about the product on the damn field. It's like this is just a hobby to him to own a football team. He's got to put it, he's got to do a better job owning this team. He really does. Overrated coming into this season. I think the Jets have been overrated. I think they just look at, we have a good defense. Well, guess what? The defense ain't that great. We said this with Rex. We say this with Bolt. It ain't that great. You need a couple more playmakers on the defense. And you need a corner and you need a safety. You have none of that. Skrine was terrible last night also. And they had too many personal fouls. And Giacomini, I mean, what the hell is this guy doing on the field? God, he's detrimental to the team. He's horrible. Jets suffer another ass whooping last night, 41-10. And I tell you right now, if they go into San Francisco and they lose by 2 touchdowns or more to the 49ers, who are 1-11, I think the handwriting's on the wall that we're getting a new head coach at the end of the year. And I would say, Todd, I would call him up, Todd, do not worry about coming back. Stay in San Francisco because you're fired. I think even if they lose, you got to start thinking, all right, listen, this team lost 11 straight games, and the remedy to a win is through you. We have a problem. We have a big problem. Back after this.